All right, y'all. So I'm actually gonna be making this into a longer video later, but for right now, one question I do get asked a lot from people, especially people that know me, they say, "How did I know it was time for me to change and start walking with Christ, and when I knew it was time for me to heal?" So this is a short version. I'll give you the long version later in another video. Basically, I was tired. I was tired of living like this, especially after my last relationship, and I was just going through it. 2 weeks of crying, 2 weeks of being all devastated and sad and everything. I was just going through a lot. And when I started praying to God and surrendering to God and really talking to my parents who really were speaking life into me, just looking around at the situations I constantly was in, and then going to therapy and having her point out the things I had been going through and why I was going through these situations, how this had been going on for years, it's got to a point where I was like, you know what, I do not want to live like this anymore. I realized that God had not been in my life, that I had been putting him to the back burner. I realized that it was time for me to change my ways. I wanted to put God first. I wanted to live the life that God wanted me to live, not live the life that man wants me to live, but the life that God wanted me to live and live accordingly to his way of life. I didn't want to continue to keep sinning because I was doing all kinds of things that were sinning. I won't tell you, but I was tired. And at the time I didn't think anything was wrong with what I was doing. But when I really looked at the picture, these are things God would not want me to do. um I just got to a breaking point where I realized that I needed to change my life and do something different. That's when I started praying every day, reading my Bible, going back to church. That's when I wanted to join Bible studies and just really stick to the life that God would want me to live. I chose to heal because I was broken and I was so tired of being broken. I was so tired of being with the wrong man. I was so tired of being hurt. I was so tired of being in bad situations. It got to the point where it was like, Sherelle, you can't keep doing this. You're this age now. You can't keep doing this. You have to change. You have a daughter. You have things you need to do. God is calling you to do other things, and you can't keep living like this. You can't keep being broken. You got to heal those wounds so you can start dating the right man and stop meeting men and stop using men as a crutch to help you heal. It was like you have to sit with yourself. You have to do the work. And even though it was in the beginning, it was killing me. Some days it's still really hard, but I'm glad I chose the path that I did. But yes, mostly I changed because I was just tired. And I knew the way I was living was not the way that God would want me to live. It just got to a point of like, okay, something got to give. Because if I keep going this way, if I keep living like this, my life is never going to change. My life when God was not in it was horrible. Things kept happening to me repeatedly, bad things, because of the fact that I was not putting God anywhere in my life. And when I first finally started praying and really throwing everything into God and surrendering to God and doing the things that He want me to do, life got better. I felt better. That was the whole point. I felt better as a person. Like my body felt better. I felt at peace. Things just felt different in my life. So yeah, that's why I chose to change and why I chose to heal. And yeah, that's my story tonight. Okay, y'all. Full video.